Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing a flip through of a journal I created. I am so excited that I was able to sit down and create a journal. It had been some time since I've been able to do that. This is actually a cover that I created, probably a couple months ago when I was making a journal for someone for a gift. I had this piece of vintage linen and I was just in love with it. It was actually a gift from my mom, and I knew that it had to be a journal cover. So I actually have a few covers made out of this linen, and I wanted to put one up in my Etsy shop. So this journal will be listed in my Etsy shop. But I definitely just want to share a flip through with you. This thing is actually pretty large. She is about 7 inches across and almost 9.5 inches tall. So this is a big journal, and the spine is actually about 2 3/4. It's actually stretching out to almost be 3 inches across. So this is a big journal. It has 6 signatures here, and it's stuffed, you guys. It's stuffed. Some of these elements can come out and then it wouldn't be so stuffed. There are some bulky items in here that I can show you that are removable. But yeah, just so much fun poking out of this. I don't even really think the camera picks it all up, but so many laces and fabrics and strings. It has a vintage lace closure here. And then here, I'll just show you on the edges. There are some vintage doily pieces, some charms here. There's a little squirrel. There is a key, and then down here is his little acorn he's looking for. I kind of wanted it to have a nature theme, but it's really kind of feminine as well. So I don't know, I just loved it. I loved the colors, and I just put in a bunch of my favorite things. So that's this journal. So here on the front, I have this really pretty sage green colored burlap on the base here. And then I just have a lot of fabric collaging. There's some canvas material back there, a little bit of lace, some of this trim, some cheesecloth, some of this vintage trim here, some vintage linen back here. And then this is an image from the Graphics Fairy. I think I love this one, and I just love using it. This isn't necessarily a fall journal. Like I said, it's more of a nature journal, but the colors, it's just everything. It's so pretty. I stitched on some little photo corners too, since this would be an old advertisement. I thought that made it look a little more like an advertisement. So I'm loving those colors with this vintage linen piece. And just to give you an idea, if I can help everything not fall out of the journal, that is what it looks like. So getting into this thing, I'm gonna have to post the number of pages because I forgot to count before I got into the journal. So I will post that here on the screen. So there's lots of fluffiness going on here, like I said, but when you go to write in it, if that causes a problem, I would just take things out. So lots of writing space in this journal. Every page is sewn on. I'm trying to figure out how to share this. It's so big. How do I share this? So the pages are nice and large too, which is why I use this big cover. The pages are probably, let's see, most of the pages are about 6 inches, which gives you lots of room for writing, which I love. So then here on the front, there's lots of linens. There's lots of laces stitched in here, lots of stamping. So this is just another image from the Graphics Fairy that I stitched some coffee dyed paper on the back of. There's some stamping. Every tuck spot is just made out of more coffee dyed paper. I really wanted it to have a natural feel. And then there's lots of scrap stitched on coffee dyed paper as well. Here's a vintage bridge score sheet, some heart paper that I dyed with turmeric a while back. Here's a vintage book page, artichoke picture. I think that's so fun. Some more stamping there. Edith Holden book page made into a tuck spot, some more scrap paper. Here's a little snippet piece that I made. This one is glued in. It has this great little vintage button. I don't know if you can see it. This is a vintage lace. I love my 70s laces. I think that is so pretty. And I love these little snippet pieces. There's just layers of fabric in here. Super cute. Here, I just have this old playing card clipped on here, some coffee dyed paper on the back. This just opens up for some more journaling. Super dark, rich coffee dyed paper. I just have that clipped on there, and then a vintage flash card tucked in behind there. And then here in these little tuck spots, this is some old, well, it's not old. I dyed it a while ago. Just some little leaf imprints from a baking pan, an Edith Holden book page journaling card. And just more stitching, another Edith Holden book page, stamping, stitching. This is some eco-dyed cardstock that I created last fall. I really wanted to make some more. I need to get on that if it's going to happen before I lose all my flowers outside. Another little tuck spot. This is a little booklet I made out of an Edith Holden book page. And it just has some scrap paper in there. Then here, some lace. There's that little squirrel guy. This is an old vintage hand-stitched linen I had, and I just made a little pocket out of it. This is some old organ music. I stitched on a little tuck spot with some of that eco-dyed cardstock, and there's just a vintage postcard tucked in there. And then on this side, it opens up, and there is some journaling space with this coffee dyed paper. Love that. So fun. I had so much fun making this. Okay, so here is a tuck spot created out of this drop cloth material. There's some vintage lace. Here is another little snippet piece that I made, but this one I only clipped in there in case you want to take it out, because they tend to be a little bulky with the button, the vintage button on there. So if you wanted to take it out, you can. Another old book page journaling card. This is another image. I think I got it from Graphics Fairy. I think that's where it came from. But I'll leave the two links down below that I love to get my images from, and then you can see where it came from. Little piece of ruffle there. I guess I said every piece has stitching on it. This one not technically does not. What do you know? Maybe there's one or two pages that don't, but it's because I glued that ruffle on and didn't stitch it on. So here is the center of the second signature. I used this heart paper, stamping on both sides, and then just some scrap paper, a vintage Uno score sheet. Some more of that vintage yellow piece that I have with that yellow lace, and I just have a little snippet piece there and down here, and then another one of those images printed on there. Here's another Edith Holden journaling card. The other side of that music sheet with some of my heart paper stitched on. This is just an old linen pocket that I made. Just some more scrap paper, another old book page journaling card. Some stamping. Some old vintage notebook paper, and then just some pockets and stamping and heart paper. Some more heart paper. Tuck spots, some more scrap paper. There's another little tuck spot over here. I will also include a little bag full of tags and cards and stuff that you could use in here if you're interested in purchasing it. This is some hand crocheted lace. I love that. Little key pinned on there. Then this doily has another little snippet piece clipped on so you can remove it if it gets in the way. And then another eco-dyed piece of cardstock that I made and some heart paper stitched on the back. Another Graphics Fairy journaling card that I made with some eco-dyed paper on the back. Then just some stitched on burlap. My little washi tape basket isn't holding up my book anymore. Let's see, I accidentally clipped it on, no, it's good. So then here, there's just this tuck spot, another old playing card I stitched some coffee dyed paper onto. This is an old piece of sheet music, To a Wild Rose. Love that. And just some more paper stitched in there. Some more heart paper, stitched some tea stain paper on the back of that bingo card. Let's see. The other side of that music sheet, and then I just created a journaling spot there. Just some more sewing and journaling cards and tucks and papers. Another little snippet piece that I made on this vintage fabric. Little toadstool down there. Here's another vintage linen with some hand embroidery on there. I just made a little pocket out of it. Stitched it onto the page. Little double tuck spot with some paper. Another little tuck spot here. And just another journaling card with an Edith Holden book page. Another tuck spot on that page. We're making it. We're getting there. A couple more little snippet pieces with vintage buttons on burlap. Some heart paper in the middle. Just more tucks, more papers. Some lace on there, a little acorn clip. Another old music sheet. This one had the lady's name on there. I love that. This one is called Sunlight. And then in this pocket, just an old vintage postcard. And then here on the inside of that music, I just stitched some more paper. Another Edith Holden journaling card, some more of my little leaf paper there. Another little notepad stitched onto that music page. Little tuck spot on the back. And then here's another little linen pocket. Another tuck spot. And that is it. This fabric does have the artist's name who created the artwork on the linen. I thought that was a lot of fun. His name is poking out of there. Anyway, you guys, that is it. That is my huge chunky journal. I hope that you enjoyed watching. I definitely had a lot of fun making this. It was nice to be able to bust out the supplies and create a journal. I haven't done that in so long. So this will be over in my Etsy shop for anyone who's interested. The link will be down below. Otherwise, you guys, be on the lookout for my journal with me videos with the Give Thanks collection. I'm so excited. I'm about to start filming those now. So be on the lookout for those. I'm super excited. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.